Welcome to Backpack HQ. Let's talk packs. This is the Oakley Blade Backpack. This backpack is a little bit different than an outdoors backpack, a little bit different than a backpacking backpack, but made just as well, if not then better. Welcome to Backpack HQ. Let's talk packs. This is the Oakley Blade Backpack in OD Green. This is a normal backpack. It's not advertised as a backpacking backpack or really a gear backpack. I've chosen to just set it up like that. This is meant for a little bit more urban office, kind of regular school day-to-day work. But the quality of it is made so well that it can hold up against any of the other long day or long hike packs that I have shown you guys. This one is 10 inches wide, 13 inches long, and 8 inches deep, and can hold a lot of gear. This backpack was actually, don't mind this branding here, that was just a company that it got donated from. This was won at a work raffle, and I decided to use it as a camping backpack for all of my cooking and my kitchen gear. Most of the times when I'm camping, if it's not backpacking out of a bag, then I'm camping out of my truck. And kind of like the overland sort of style thing, kind of into that kind of truck camping. And this holds all of my kitchen gear. Everything I need to eat is in this one backpack, so that when I pull it out of my bag and I go to set up my table and I'm ready to make coffee, ready to make a meal, breakfast, whatever it is, I have everything I need right in this bag. So thinking outside of the box about how you can use backpacks is a good thing. They don't always have to just be for either school or going camping and hiking. This holds quite a bit of gear. This actually has even more room in it from what it's holding in there now. So I can put all my food in there, especially I do kind of the backpacking meals, like sort of, I've shown you guys these before, but these style of meals are what I like to eat when I'm camping. They're super easy to throw away. It doesn't leave a lot of trash. It doesn't require a lot, just boiling water. And you can put those in there, and I can stuff, 2 or 3 days worth of food in here, plus snacks and granola bars, all that kind of stuff. I like to keep it easy when I'm camping. I don't really like to do the crazy huge meals that require 7 pots and all kinds of equipment, and mostly because I'm lazy when I'm camping. I want to sit by the fire. I want to sit by a river, especially after I've been hiking, maybe fishing, something like that. I like to relax. So, spending my whole night doing dishes isn't something I'm really interested in when I'm camping. Those meals are easy to just zip up, throw in my trash bag, and I'm good to go. I can take it with me. Always clean up your trash. Trash leaves trash. Clean up your spot. Leave it better than you found it. That's easy to do with the less stuff that you bring out and the less complicated that you might make camping. Now, I've seen some meals that people make online. They look phenomenal. I've gone camping with friends that really do it up, do it all crazy, and they're like deep frying food and doing all this crazy stuff. It looks great. I'll go with them anytime, and I'll always happily eat with them, but being the one to make it and have to clean it, not my jam. So, again, this bag was given to us. It was won on a work raffle. It's got this canvas material on it, similar actually to the first backpack I ever showed you guys, the JanSport bag, the best bag that could be used for a gray man situation. This probably could be used for that situation too. Maybe the OD green sort of gives it away a little bit. Definitely Oakley branding is kind of known as a military gear kind of. This one has that like rougher, almost like Carhartt material on it. Tons of capacity. I haven't taken this out for miles and miles, but I have worn this from like my truck to a beachhead, my truck to a campsite. So, taking it in and out of the cars and stuff, not super difficult. I don't imagine it would be great for backpacking, but if you just had to use it for, daily stuff, getting around, taking things to and from an office, maybe walking around a park, if you have a long way to go between buildings, if you're always on your feet, maybe if your job requires you to be in and out of a truck all day, something like that, this would do perfect for you. It holds really, really well. All of this is YKK zippers. Everything on here is double stitched. All the buckles are YKK. It's really just quality made. Let's get into everything that this backpack holds while I'm camping. I'll show you the capacity amount that's in there. Inside the main pocket here opens up like any main pocket would. I have quite a bit of stuff in here, so excuse the mess, but I'll just show you everything I bring. Water decontamination kit, also fire starting kit. You should always have that stuff when you're out camping, especially if you're doing dispersed camping. Always bring a water decon kit. Water decontamination kits just have usually some kits that you can get online. There's some pills in here that you can put, or tablets that you can put into water. Then you wait 30 minutes or an hour after that, put in another one that kills the bad taste, and then it's good to clean. There's also a life straw in here, and there's also a Sawyer inline filter in here as well. And then if you can boil water, that's even better. Water decontamination and filtering and boiling and all that kind of stuff is its own video. If you guys want to see me do one on that, I can share with you to the best of my knowledge the things that I know. There's definitely some other videos out there that know that stuff more than I do, but it's always good to have some way to decontaminate your water, especially where I'm at in Colorado. Almost every water source is contaminated with Giardia, almost, so you really want to be able to filter that stuff out. I have my cooking kit and my cooking pot with my stove in there. This is what I use for coffee. It's just basically like a French press. There's an extra canteen of propane in there. Here's my coffee that I use. This one's just a Starbucks easy, like instant coffee. Sometimes I bring out like the hand grinder and I'll grind my own beans and get a little fancy with it, but it just depends on what kind of trip I'm doing. The instant stuff is nice, especially waking up, 5 or 6 in the morning. You fill that with water, hot water, and then you slowly push it down. Then this has got a little lip on it so you can pour it into a cup, and you got a nice cup of hot coffee. This Stanley cup is really, really great. It can go on directly on a flame. It does get hot, but it cooks water in about 4 minutes. It boils water in about 4 minutes. Here is two extra propanes. I always bring extra propanes because I'm constantly just doing like my stove burners and stuff that don't really take that long, 3-4 minutes to boil a couple cups of water. So as much as I try to keep track of how much propane is in there, I do kind of mark these and track how many times I've used it. I always bring extras. Sleeping up in the mountains, anything above like 6,000 feet, 7,000 feet, it gets cold at night. Propane does not work well when it's cold, so you want to warm it up. It's best if you keep these like in your sleeping bag while you're sleeping, because then when you get out in the morning to make that cup of coffee, or even into the evening to make something, it works best when it's almost room temp. So waking up early when it's cold and having to put it underneath your shirt or in your jacket with you or something, it's just another cold item you have to have. It works much better if it's already closer to your body temperature. I do keep a miscellaneous bag of some cups, and there's like some rags and stuff. There's some antimicrobial rags and stuff in here to clean out dishes, and then a couple coffee cups, one for me and one for my wife. We do keep some hot chocolate. My wife loves that stuff. Some waterproof matches. And then I'm not going to pull all this stuff out, but this is our like plates in here that I have. I have 2 pots. The most essential thing ever are marshmallow roasting sticks. These things are great. I got these at Walmart for like $5, and you can just rotate down here by your hand and it'll roast the marshmallows. This is just, they've been used, so there's some charcoal on there, and forks and knives, plastic forks and knives as well. In the front pouch here, let me show you guys what we got there. Front pouch is like our cooking stuff. All of our seasoning and oils and stuff is in here. We just keep that in a little pouch up front. I do pretty much every camping trip. We only put just a little bit in there at the bottom for what we're going to use, just because. So we just fill up just a little bit what I would need for that maybe 2 days. I don't want to have to. I like to clean all my stuff after I go camping. I don't want it just sitting in a backpack with a bunch of oil in it. Oil's room temperature. It's not going to go bad or anything, but I just like it to be clean and fresh every time. So then just a little thing of salt, pepper, garlic mixture. There's some hand soap, some little tools in here, a wine opener with a bottle opener on top. And then in one of these pockets, we keep all of our trash bags. This is just an extra light here. That's extra stuff for the light, a charging cable, stuff like that. And then in this other one here is our trash bags, extra forks, extra spoons, knives, napkins. If you're driving through Starbucks, if you're driving through fast food places, even if you're just going to the grocery store, usually like your deli section will have plastic cutlery. They'll have salt and pepper packets. They'll have napkins. They'll almost always have like some type of sauces if you need like mayo, ketchup, mustard. All that kind of stuff is great to grab it there if you're eating a little more healthy. But if you're just going through a drive-through or Starbucks or whatever, you can always ask for that stuff extra. Stuff that stuff in here all the time. Can't have enough of it. Again, so a little bit different of a use than just, you know, throwing all your camping gear in this backpack. This backpack, I would argue, isn't even made for backpacking, camping, that kind of outdoor lifestyle. It's definitely durable enough. Double stitched everywhere, and it's stitched on both sides of the seams. These zippers, I mean, I've had this backpack for 5 years now in the outdoors and always using it multiple times a day, opening and closing this bag to get in and out. I mean, at least 3 times a day when we're out using it, sometimes more. Unloading it, loading it, cleaning it, all the things that I use it for. It works great. It's not going to fail. There's no fail points on it. It barely even gets dirty. It's got that like canvas-like material, so it's really, really easy to wipe off. Or if you just get like a damp cloth with some hot water on it, you can really just rub something out of there. The way that my truck is set up, sometimes when I open my tailgate, this is the first thing to fall out if I have a lot of gear when I'm camping. And everything stays really well in there. I've never had anything break. I don't bring glass out, but my ceramic cups have never broken. Nothing's ever busted off of here. If you're trying to use this bag for the outdoors, these zippers are metal and they're not threaded. So there's some noise there. There's some jingle on this bag. Wouldn't really use it for if I'm trying to be quiet for camp or for hunting or anything like that, but I really like that we use it for cooking stuff, because I think so far this is one of the best utilization ways that I think you could use it for. It works so well. If you're going to use it for urban office stuff, schoolwork stuff, all that kind of stuff, it would do the job. I just feel like you'd have more room in there than what you would need it for. This allows me to stuff a lot of like weird shaped things, like, you know, all of these containers are all different shaped, you know, for the most part. They're sort of cylinder, but I have odds and ends in here. I have plates in there, forks, knives, bags of just little cups and stuff, and it fits it great. I can just grab it out of my bag, and I know everything I need is in here for camping. Hopefully this gives you a little bit, some different ideas on how you can use some backpack, especially if you have ones that are just laying around. You don't always have to run out to a store and buy the newest, best backpack. I don't know how much this was. I think online I saw it was $90. They're selling this online for $90. This stays pretty much stuffed with clean food stuff, and then when I go out camping, I use it and put it back in here. And it works great. So this Oakley Blade Backpack, HQ approved.